For Dan Weber, I'm Johnie Freatman, and this is Instant Analysis here at Howard Jones Field. Dan, we had a little bit of breaking news today in the uniform category. Everybody's been talking about the cleats, but we know that there's another change now. Can you explain?
It's actually, I had to look at it very closely. They are, I guess, spraying a little glitter on the face mask. So I guess the sun will pick that up a little bit, or maybe the stadium lights. It's not exactly Notre Dame level glitter gold, but it'll, we'll see. I had to look very closely to pick up the glitter.
And Dan, we had some more substantive breaking news. We had seen Simione Vehikite out at practice this week, and Lane confirmed today that he is back on the team and has a scholarship. One, what is your take on this? And two, what do you think this does for the scholarship numbers, which Lane has been very reluctant to discuss?
Well, he's not going to discuss them. He hasn't discussed them yet. The game plan, and he's been very consistent about, we don't go into those kinds of details. Now, the only thing we've ever been told at times last week was, we're under, we're plenty under. I think probably Lane told us last spring that if Simi, got through this, paid his debt to society, legally handled all his obligations, there'd be a place for him. And he was basically 2 days ago was able to be released by the INS because he had some issues with his immigration papers before, I think he was 15 years old or something like that, and those had been misplaced, and so they kind of held him for another month after he got out of jail on the felony charges that he pleaded guilty to. But I think Lane was good to his word. He said if Simi comes back, there'll be a place on the team. He's almost ready to graduate. He got 20 hours of credits in the spring, which puts him in a position to graduate. He was allowed to walk with the graduating athletes last spring. So I think they're really kind of rallying around Simi, giving Simi a chance. What that does, it seems certainly from everything that we can figure, that's number 75. And which would make it seem that there's probably not a place for Darius Rogers. Asked that specific question, Lane said, we don't talk about, specifics, about numbers, about our game plan. One would think, they're in the first week of class, they're in the first game. Probably doesn't look great for Darius Rogers to be with the team in the fall, but, who knows? There are people who maybe, know things that we don't know and we're not being told. There are other options, but from what we can tell, things like medical redshirting where a career is finished and you don't ever come back to football. When we look at the players and who's on the squad and all that, we don't see that as a possibility, because once they start the season, you can't then make them a non-counter by, say, giving them a medical hardship redshirt for the rest of their career. They still would count for this year. So the number seems to be 75, and that's as far as they can go.
Dan, this week has been unique because Lane has talked about getting the chance for 2 quote-unquote Thursday practices. He was very pleased with today's, especially compared to yesterday. What did you see from the team that made it so much more impressive?
Well, I think, Lane was just, yesterday, for example, that was just coach talk. Because today, then Lane says, we do this every year. It's the end of a long, hard camp, and we want to get their legs back. So we give them basically 2 of these. And the second day, we really want them to get it right. And so they didn't have any lineup issues. They didn't have any jumping off issues. They didn't have to repeat any plays. I think it went exactly the way they wanted it to. It was quick and crisp, and they didn't have to leave too much out on the field. And that's what I would have bet anything yesterday. That's exactly what was going to happen today. But it's good to be a coach when you can say, we really got to do better. And they did better. They did good.
Well, Dan, thank you very much. This has been Instant Analysis for Dan Weber. I'm Johnie Freatman. Next time you see us, we'll be coming to you from the Coliseum in the season opening game.